our predictions for the 2024 Austrian Grand
Prix.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the P1 podcast. We are here. It's another race week. We've got races coming out of our ears at the moment, and I'm very excited about it because we don't know. We don't know who's going to be fast. Well, we know who's going to probably be fast, and his name is Max Verstappen. But we got teams jostling around all kinds of places. We don't know if McLaren are going to be the quickest, or Red Bull, or Ferrari. Maybe not Ferrari, but Tommy, it's still exciting. We have rain potentially in the air. It's a sprint weekend. Lots of things to digest.
Lots of things, yeah. These are getting a lot more difficult now. The pack is a lot closer, which is a good thing.
Let's dive into biggest good surprise. Okay, for me, I am locking in Fernando Alonso. It's time for him to not be washed. It's time for Aston Martin to do something. Now, he's off the back of not the greatest few races, and I'm thinking a little P10, biggest good surprise. Thank you very much. Clocked it in, lovely. But with changeable conditions, I think Fernando, it's time. It's time to have a little something special. Doesn't have to be too crazy because that Aston Martin is quite possibly like the 7th fastest team now, but Alonso's got to turn up at some point.
I nearly went for that, actually, but you'll find out why later. Biggest good surprise, I've gone for Oscar Piastri. I have...
So you flopped him last week?
Yeah, I flopped him last week, and now trying to get his fans back on board. No, I do think McLaren would be very good around here. They have been good around here in the past. They, of course, have a very quick car now. And I think Oscar, well, didn't have a very good race last time. So I hope he turns around his form. And I feel like this would be the kind of track that he could do that.
Let's get a biggest flop. That's free real estate at this point. Sergio Perez.
Okay, interesting.
Because, and I'm not just saying that because, it's potentially easy points, but of course the benchmark is going lower and lower as we continue this season. But I think that the nature of this track, very short. If he's lacking half a second to Max, that's out in potentially Q1. We don't know. There is a lot of possibilities here for a very poor qualifying, which will then put him on the back foot massively. And I think that his struggles will continue, sadly for him. I don't see him turning it around particularly quickly. So yeah, biggest flop, Sergio Perez.
Interesting. Just to clarify something, if you go for a team, do you get 2 points? Did we go with that or not? I can't remember.
I don't think we ever put that one in the rule book, but I think that if an entire team flops, I'm open to a 2 pointer.
I think this one has to be a 2-pointer, right? I'm locking in Red Bull. And the reason I went with Red Bull was I was going to go, and this would just be my luck that Max has a stinker and Perez wins the race. But
I flopped Perez. And come on.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I feel like Red Bull might struggle around here. I was actually going to make the joke that Perez is basically an easy flop anyway, which you've gone for. But I also think, the Red Bull is getting closer to the pack, and I don't think this track will suit them.
We're back with another predictions video, which also means we're back with our sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Are you struggling to watch certain TV shows or sports due to the country that you're living in? Want to be able to change location at the press of a button so that more entertainment and sport is available to you? Well, now you can. Don't be geo-restricted from content ever again. The Austrian Grand Prix is this weekend. So now is the time, if you haven't already, to give Surfshark VPN a go. Don't forget as well that there are also other products from Surfshark. Surfshark Antivirus can keep your device virus-free and safe from anything unwanted, and with scheduled scans, it can work as a 24/7 bodyguard. Secure your privacy with Surfshark. Enter coupon code P1 for 4 months extra at surfshark.deals/P1. Okay, cool. So Red Bull, then me for Perez. Interesting. Sprint pole position. I've gone for Lando Norris. I think that, well, Lando is an Austrian Grand Prix specialist. I think this was the place he got his first podium. This is where he overthrew the 5-second gap to Lewis Hamilton. And
last
that was
lap Lando.
One of the, last lap Lando and all that good stuff. I just think that McLaren have proved in the last sort of 4 or 5 races, they've got a car that works at most, if not all tracks. So with that, combined with Lando, I think he'll get sprint pole.
Sprint pole I've gone for Lando Norris as well. Everything you said, this is like his best track, I think. He's always been good here, even when the McLaren's not been all that. He's delivered a great result. So now the McLaren is very good. And then even the fact that there's a very high percentage chance of rain as well, he's also really good in the wet. So yeah, Lando Norris.
Okay, sprint winner. I've gone for Lando Norris. I think that if he gets pole position, he will win the race. This isn't a case of Max Verstappen being completely and utterly inevitable. I think whoever gets pole round here for the sprint, it's a very, very good chance that they will win the race. So I'm back in Lando for this one.
I also went for Lando Norris, sprint winner.
So we just go for
sorry,
the same
Lando
thing
fans.
now for the rest of time so that we can be...
Well, it wasn't, but now I'm like... there was definitely a tactic behind this as well that's thinking, like, I do feel like Lando's going to get a P1 at some point, and of course you get the double pointer if you don't go for Max. So that was also
I'm wondering
my
if
logic.
that continues now that Red Bull are clearly not the fastest car.
Well, maybe after this race we have a... Maybe in the comments,
Debrief.
you guys let us know in the comments whether that rule should go now.
Or maybe it just stays for me and leaves for you, so I get 2 points and you get 1. Perfect. Okay, let's go to pole position then. So for the main Grand Prix, who's getting pole? And for me, it's Max Verstappen. I'm not quite as delirious as Tommy is with the fact that Red Bull will be completely and utterly just bad. I think that, especially with the changeable conditions out there, Max makes the difference. We don't need to... What more is there to say? Bingo card, tick that one off. I think that Max will get main pole position and we'll all go, oh, here he is again. Back once again.
I've gone for Lando Norris, pole position.
Wow, clean sweep.
The clean sweep at the moment. Yeah, if he can do it at a track like Barcelona, surely he can do it here. What more is there to say? Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, this is the thing. Like he's so good around here, and that McLaren, it does genuinely seem like it's the car to be in at the moment. Of course, I've really backed McLaren here. I'm sorry,
You
McLaren
have.
fans, when it all goes wrong, because
Yeah.
biggest good surprise Piastri, and then Norris for all the pole,
you are
sprint
all
winner,
in.
and pole, sprint pole. Yeesh.
Let's go to our top 3. And I have a feeling that Tommy might have a couple of drivers from an orange team in that top 3. In third place for me, Oscar Piastri. So I also am feeling very McLaren hype for this weekend. No mention of Ferrari whatsoever, despite wearing a Ferrari shirt right now, but that's because my hopes and dreams have been crushed after the Spanish Grand Prix. But I'm happy to go in with no expectations and then Charles to pop it in third place. But Oscar Piastri P3.
I've also gone for Oscar Piastri.
For God's sake.
I should have. I think we need to alternate this so it doesn't look like I'm just copying. But I literally have it in my sheet. We don't check each other's sheet.
No, we don't.
For, just for like context. But yeah, both back to Piastri for P3.
Okay, well, I think that my next one might be different considering your blind fanboyism for one driver this weekend. My second place is Lando Norris. I think that Lando will finish second, and I don't think he's going to win because someone is inevitable. Lando Norris, P2.
P2 I've gone for Charles Leclerc.
Hey.
Why not? And I literally haven't even changed that on the fly. So yeah, Charles Leclerc.
So you think Ferrari are going to be all right?
It might be.
Wow, that's so much confidence.
It's so difficult now. I do think they'll be better around here.
So we think Mercedes. We've not said Mercedes.
We've not said Mercedes. It's crazy now. Like the top 3, even the top 5, I find quite difficult because we've got this McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, and Max. Sorry, Perez, but it's true. Like that's a lot of drivers to squeeze into a top 3.
Absolutely love it indeed. And first place for me, Max Verstappen. He'll win. He'll win Austria, and it'll be close as always. But Max will make the difference, especially if it is Right now, weather forecast to be rain and thunderstorms on Sunday. That can be very interesting indeed. Max, P1.
P1, I've gone for Max Verstappen.
Have you actually?
Yeah. So
You're
I feel like
your eggs.
Yeah, Norris is gonna like.
Because you flopped Red Bull and you've put Max as P1.
Yes, yeah, I've got to spread the eggs, like you say.
I hope Lando wins the race now. But
I
then
look
there's
like such an idiot.
loopholes
Like, back
to just
him.
not...
Yeah, it would be peak me if Max gets like P1 for everything, then doesn't win the race and Lando wins it, and I've not backed him.
I'm here for that.
I mean, it would make the championship very interesting, wouldn't it, for a good race? So I'll sacrifice. I'll sacrifice myself.
Well, what a nice guy.
I'm going to sacrifice myself.
Okay, let's go to our one crazy prediction, and mine is 7 different teams in Q3.
Okay.
I think that's crazy enough to have 7 in Q3.
Yeah.
So that's what I've thrown in there. I think I'm going to regret it massively, but 7 different teams. It'll be 6 now. I guarantee it'll be 6, but I've gone for 7 because I don't think 6 is crazy enough, so I've gone for 7.
My one crazy prediction is no rain all weekend. So this is F1. Like, I'm not counting like it's rained in F3.
Oh, right. I mean, yes,
I just want to cover that off.
Formula One
like, oh, it rained overnight, Tommy.
It rained on Tuesday.
Like, we're not seeing the inters or the wets all weekend. Is what I'm saying.
Is that
even
what you're
in practice?
saying now? No, hold on. There's two different. These are two different connotations now. You're saying either we don't see a speck of rain, or we don't see the inters and the wets on the car.
It could be like.
So it could be slippery.
It could be George Russell sweating and claiming there's rain again. So I will say no inters or wets used. I'll change it to that. No inters or wets used during the whole weekend.
Right, 3 crazy predictions from you wonderful lot. First and foremost, P1 Patreon member Nicola. Max isn't on the podium, so that is very much Tommy thoughts, but also not Tommy thoughts, because he put Max P1. P1 Patreon member Dennis, Carlos and Charles crash with each other. I really hope not. And P1 Patreon member Maddie, double podium for McLaren, which is what I said. So
McLaren are big hype this weekend, isn't it? A lot of pressure on them.
A lot of pressure, but I think that they can deliver. They're going to be fascinating. I can't wait. Another weekend, another race. So we'll see you. It's a sprint weekend. Don't forget, sprint weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've got competitive sessions. We'll be live on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on Twitch. So we'll see you there. Lots of love. Bye.
We'll be live for 4 rainy sessions.
Yeah, imagine that. That won't be that. Hopefully, there's no red flags and stuff. That wouldn't be good. You didn't even say bye. That's crazy.
Bye.